Back on the board, we got a little gray fox.
Very strange. I love it.
Bam!
We didn't look to go into being a guru, but you do talk about your coach. We got a huge amount of
First night catch again. Sorry, let me pause my Ziegler double speed podcast here.
Because they discount themselves because they're not perfect, right? Which none of us can be. But here you are.
It's a first night catch right there too. I just set these 2 traps. I'm surprised I caught him in that trap. I got some feathers and a little dirt hole. Let's see if he. It's like something right there. Let's see if we can see. I don't see a solid track. Kind of looks like a track right there. So could have been a situation where he came in. Of course, he didn't dig or anything. So I don't know. I'll take it though. I like it. Still got a couple traps to check. And caught 2 squirrels today too. So I'm going to remake this set here. I caught the gray fox. One thing I've done this year is I've kind of upgraded my trapping equipment. You see I got this all metal trowel here. The D handle is critical for me. I won't use one with a D handle just because it makes, you know, with our hard dirt especially, you can really churn stuff up and get stuff dug when you need to. But I got this that shovel trowel, and I got this heavy duty wolf fang stake driver, both from First Shed Fabrications. You can find them online. And man, I really like this trowel. You can see it's got a nut on the end for hammering, and then this solid bar here. I like, in our hard dirt, I like to have some kind of handle to be able to tap up on or twist or something to get the stake driver out. And I've had some, like I've had a couple pogo drivers that after a while, just banging on this, not even missing, but the handles will break off, and that's such a pain. But man, I'm anxious to see how this does, because I don't think that's going to break off like that. And I like the orange. I need to paint this one so I don't lose it. But I'm definitely, that's 2 purchases. The next thing I'm going to do is get me a sifter. But man, those are lifetime things right there. And they were like 30 bucks, I think, for the trowel, which is 10 bucks more than one of the metal ones. And I've had the metal ones, like the end with the digger end on it, start, you know, rotating or shifting, with the wood ones I'm talking about. And so I don't know, I'm liking these a lot. I think it's definitely worth the expense. Like I said, it's not much more than buying one of the regular wooden ones. And here what I'm doing, this was kind of a punch hole set anyway. I'll check my journal and see what I had used for. But I had a little clump of grass here with a punch hole, and I had a little clump of rocks here. You can see there's a bunch of rocks here, and that's what I sifted out of my sifter. And I put some bait down this hole right here with the rocks, covered it up so you couldn't see the hole. And then on this I put some I think I used red fox urine and some gland lure. I'll check my thing and show you. But typically what I do, I'm gonna make it similar. I kind of make it on a lot of my remakes. I like to use a walkthrough type, just because you got all this loose stuff that it's pretty easy to kind of fashion something like that up. You can see I got polyfill as my pan cover going under my pan. And all of these rocks, these right here, are why you have to sift this. You need a sifter, because if these things get in here and they wind up falling in between your jaws, when that trap fires, it's going to hold that open and you're going to lose your catch. So that's the critical need for and use for the sifter, is being able to cover your trap, bed it solidly, and make sure that you don't have any rocks in that pattern. And the way that I like to kind of check my bed is I'll take my hands just like that, I got the center for the pan.
Unfortunately, this is the
And
only
just kind of
video
press all the way around.
that I got of this fox.
Figured out you can't do that with the expander pans. Those are taking a little bit.
At night, it'll only do a 30-second video, so
getting
I
used
don't know
to.
what happened.
And I'm maxing on this loose jaw, and the trap is. I don't know if you can see that, but the trap is wiggling
video
just
after
slightly.
this one was taken,
I'm not
but the next
satisfied with
video
that.
was at like 9 in the morning, so that was kind of disappointing, but still kind of cool to see the fox coming in and working.
So I'll just kind of pick it up.
Not what I was
try to
hoping
kind of
to see.
press it back down in that loose dirt. Still want to wiggle under this loose jaw, so I'm going to try to fill in under the loose jaw a little bit. Pack that down a little bit and then press the loose jaw into that dirt. And then I always like to kind of uncover my pan, see where it's at, and then I like to use that as a reference because I like for my pan to be the lowest spot. So there's still got a little bit of wobble to it that I don't like. And this is, I like to keep my setting and my motion, you know, I like to kind of get in and sit and get out. If there's anything that I'm going to slow down for, it's going to be to make sure that that trap is solid and that it doesn't move. Because if that trap moves when something steps on it, you're wasting your time. You're not saving any time by not paying attention to that. All right, there we go. I'm gonna leave the trap open there, and I don't really have a lot of material as much as usual for doing like a walkthrough. So what I'm gonna do is kind of put a small mound on this side, make sure there's no rocks or anything that falls down around my jaws. And I want to put that little mound as close to that loose jaw as possible, just to try to force that foot. I'm gonna take this grass and sticks and just kind of fill in and build a little bit of a berm here. There we go. You can see kind of a walk-through scenario. I like to kind of brush out where I want them to approach so that it's obvious. I want that sucker to come in, want to smell something, and so he goes right through here. I'm going to put something over on this side and on this side. Let me get my lure bag, see what we're going to use. How the heck do I remember what I used when I was setting this? Well, I'm awful glad you asked. I got my handy dandy Trapline journal. This is something I come up with. You can find these on CoyoteTrappingSchool.com in the store. And it's got, if you've never seen these, it's got the front page is kind of a summary page. The year, properties trapped, and then, you know, kind of a summary of all the critters that you catch. It's more of like a short line journal. It's only 48 pages, and so I usually wind up doing 2 to 3 a year. But you can see then on the pages, I've got it set up where you can put 2 sets on each page. And so typically what I usually do is I'll set 2 sets at a location, so it works out good that each kind of page is a different location. But put the date that I set the traps, the property, the location, the set, the bait and lure, and then once I start making catches, I'll make a note of, you know, this was a second day female gray, or this one in particular, which is this kind of flat punch hole set. I used Triple X, which is an old lure that I've had for a while that I've got a whole bunch of that I'm using up. I got that from I'm not sure if Grandpa's Trading Post still carries that or not, but Red Fox Shearing, and then Rusty Johnson's Justice lure. That's what I used on this set, and like I said, I'll make a note and say, let's see, these were 12.5 sets, 12.6 female gray fox. First night catch, I like those. I like them a lot, you can't beat that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my little poker. Try to find me a place where I can get the hole in. All these rocks around doesn't make it easy. And then I use this. I don't even think this Triple X is made anymore. It's a lure. And actually, I think what it was there was a lure maker in South Georgia. Grandpa's Trading Post carries his stuff now, but he was a supply dealer here. I think what this was actually a mixture of just a bunch of different odd and end lures and stuff that he had left over that he just kind of mixed all together to get rid of. And I bought me and my trapping buddy at the time, we bought a small piece of it, a small bit of it, you know, like, I don't know, a pint or I don't know, like one of these jars, and used it. And man, it was jam up. And so we bought all that he had. The next time, that was it. And there's my Rusty Johnson Justice that I'm going to put on this side. That's the only unfortunate thing about something like that is got a good lure, but you know, it's not something that's available anymore. And this Justice it's got a little skunk to it. It's not too loud, but it's got a little punch to it. I'm gonna stick that in there, and I'm just gonna kind of tuck that in where you can't really see where the hole is. Hopefully that'll make him work for it a little bit more. And then I had red fox shearing on here, so I'm gonna put my red fox shearing, I'm gonna put it on this side. So that's one thing that I've got to, where I kind of like to do in general is try to spread my scents out. And so in this case, you know, I've got kind of a walk through where I want him to go, and I've got 3 focal points. So if he comes up here, he can stand right here and smell this one and this one. But if he wants to get to that one, then he's gonna have to step over, hopefully. So I kind of like this setup of kind of a tripod setup with 3 scent locations, and I don't always do it like this. You know, I may have them a little bit closer together, or use a little clump of scat. And actually, now that I mentioned that, I'm gonna move that. And put this over here too. It's just a little attractant. And foot blocker. And a lot of times, you know, doubles aren't super regular. You catch them sometimes, the doubles aren't super regular, but I have a lot of success having a day after catch, either in the exact same set or the other set that I've got nearby. Something about, you know, foxes and pairs of them, and you know, there's a lot of scent here, so I have a lot of success making that day after catch. So let's go see what else we got. Heck, I walked up here right by one of my DPs to this other one. I said, crap, I don't see the trap anywhere. I caught one coon here already. What in the world? Bam, look up. There he is. Always opportunity when you're coon trapping. You gotta look up.